Hi Cyclones! I'm Instruction Librarian Sarah with Taylor Memorial Library, and this is the first of 3 bite-sized workshops dedicated to giving you some tips and tricks for staying organized during the research process. Today, we are talking about a strategy I like to call the send to email strategy for saving research. So let's get started. This strategy involves using a snazzy little tool in the library databases to email important documents to yourself, where you can then organize, store, and discover them again later. A huge perk of this strategy is accessibility, especially when many of us open our email from multiple devices, usually several times a day. When discussing this strategy with students, the first question I normally get is, okay, well, I have and use multiple email accounts. What email should I use for saving research? And it's a great question, really, because what we ultimately want to avoid is creating unnecessary digital clutter for ourselves. This is the stockpiling of electronic messages and other digital content that does not serve a purpose or improve our academic workflow. Or worse, that leaves a trail of hard-to-find breadcrumbs across multiple accounts. From experience, this is super frustrating. So if we're not careful, digital clutter in our email can make it hard for us to focus enough to filter through items, or even make us feel overwhelmed, which leads to poor time management and procrastination. So if you're willing to give this strategy a try, I recommend you dedicate your centenary email address to saving your research. You are likely already using this account to send and receive messages related to your course assignments between you and your professor or your peers. So why not keep it all together? Avoid using email accounts dedicated to personal correspondence, coupon or shopping deals, and newsletter subscriptions. In short, keep like with like and all in one place. So now let's discuss how you can customize your email settings to maximize your workflow. The screenshots that I'll be sharing moving forward might look a little bit different from your personal email or your centenary email because I have dark mode turned on. But bonus tip here, dark mode is easier on the eyes. Anyways, here are my suggestions. Number 1, create folders dedicated to each of your courses, perhaps with subfolders for specific projects or assignments. You can always keep it simple with only one top folder for each class. Make a new folder by right-clicking on Inbox and selecting Create a New Subfolder. Type in your course name and press Enter. Folders will automatically be alphabetized as they are created. Number 2, use the pin and flag features in Outlook to keep more important information at the top of your screen and more visible to the scanning eye. You can find the flag and pin icons next to the delete and mark as read or unread icons of your message preview. And number 3, keep your email workspace tidy by consistently sorting, filing, and organizing the emails with the research inside you would like to save. This includes deleting or archiving messages when you are certain, and that's very important there, when you are certain they are no longer of value. So if you've been following along in your email, that's great. I want you to stop the video right now and create those folders. And then we will move on to seeing how exactly to use that tool in the databases to send our articles or documents to your email to save. Ready? Okay, great. So the next step is to navigate to the library's website at libguides.centenaryuniversity.edu. After you locate the master search box, search online education and click the search box. Now, at this point, the database will either prompt you to sign in or go straight to the results list like we have done here. We can use the filters on the left-hand side to limit to peer review, for example, or to limit to only full text availability, and we can play around with the publication date as well. And remember, we want things to be relatively current most of the time as current as possible. But that always depends on your assignment and your professor asking you for certain parameters. Once we have those filters on, we can select an article that we find interesting and related to our project by clicking on its title and opening up the detailed record page of that article. The citation information is here, the abstract is here, and you can access the PDF over here on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, there are a series of tools that you can select from. You want to click the one that says email. When you do that, a box will populate that will allow you to input an email address, put a subject line, and add any additional comments in. You also have options for selecting citations to be sent along. When a PDF is available, it can be included. You can send a standard field format, which would include the information in the detailed record page, but you can also select a specific citation format. Most of the time, you would want to select APA or MLA. My recommendation here is to start by doing the standard field format, because what that allows you to do is to look at the citation information and build your citation or your reference on your own. The only reason I recommend that is because the citations or the references that are generated by the databases are not always 100% correct. So it is better to build it yourself and know that it is accurate. Once you have put in an email address, put in a subject line, and any comments that you want to remind yourself what this article is about, if I can spell things correctly, and you're happy with your settings, over on the right here, you can click on Send. Once you click Send, a confirmation box will show up and you should get the email directly into your Centenary email account. The research email will appear in your mailbox under the name support@ebsco.com. Add this email to your contact list to avoid research-related emails going directly to spam or your junk folder. From here, you can file your emails accordingly and feel confident that all of your research is in one place. Let me know if you end up trying and liking this strategy for saving research. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and if you have any additional questions, you can reach out to our virtual library help desk by filling out our Ask a Librarian reference form or sending an email to library@centenaryuniversity.edu. I'll see you at the next workshop. Bye!